Yo, what is up, everybody? Welcome back for another episode of the Bean Dip Podcast. Thank you guys for joining me. Love it. Fuck. No shows this past week. Just like, open mics, doing my thing, having a good time. I have a couple shows upcoming this weekend, Saturday and Sunday. However, Saturday is a private show. I will be performing for Jules Velasquez's show, The Secret Comedy 2.0. It'll be a private event for her, which is gonna be awesome. I'm looking forward to it. Her shows are always dope. And then I have another show on Sunday at the Goodnight Bar, hosted by I don't want to get his name right. I believe is Jake Bassey. I've only met him a few times. He's a chill guy. Yeah, Jake Bassey. It's a cool spot. I had went initially to go and present. Sorry. I initially had went to go and support homegirl Jules because she was performing, and they had an open mic that that if you're a comic and you had the best set, you'll get booked. I was literally the only comic for the open mic, so I got booked, which was cool. But I still had a good set, you know what I mean? Yeah, so yeah, those two upcoming. And then honestly, I don't know. We'll see what happens. But I'm not really going to be trying to like book shows for the rest of the month, just because it's the holidays and, work and this and that. So, and work's going to be down, like I think for Christmas, I'm probably not going to be working. Actually, shit, I think, man, yeah, there's a lot going on. I made a mistake. I think I was supposed to work at the swap meet this Saturday, but I don't even know if I could. Yeah, just a lot. So yeah, probably these might be my last two shows of the year. We'll see what happens. Stuff always changes and comes up until the start of next January, which I don't know if I'm pretty sure I have discussed it, but starting next year, I'm looking to start my own open mic, which if you're in the area of Bell Gardens, Montebello, Downey, East LA, Whittier, I would love it if you guys come to my open mic, because the way I'm going to have it is I'm going to have audience members or whoever is in the audience for the open mic vote who they want to be seen in the upcoming show. From there, people can get booked from the open mic onto my show with other comedians that have booked outside of the open mic. So it's not necessarily going to start January 1st, but I'm going to take the steps to get it going starting in January. And then hopefully, sorry guys, hopefully it starts in February, and then we'll go from there. I will be starting a Instagram page for it, so yeah, and I'll keep you guys updated. I'll keep it going, and for the most part, look, the podcast isn't gonna stop. I may be kicking back on shows or whatever, but I'll be doing the podcast nonstop. Yeah, and forgive me for the yawning. I just literally woke up from a nap maybe about 30 minutes ago. I don't even know how I got tired. I think it was just like dude, I don't know what it is. It's not like I got the itis, right? When you eat a shitload and then you're just like, oh, done. I did eat, but I don't know, shortly after I got real groggy and I was just like, I'm just going to fucking lay down. And I ended up napping for like 2-3 hours. Look, I'm not opposed to napping. Napping is fucking dope as fuck, right? but goddamn, can it be dangerous? You know what I mean? Because at least if I'm awake, say if I'm playing video games and I'm spending like 3 hours playing it, I'm at least planning what I'm gonna do next, right? If you're napping, the thing about napping is I've never have taken like a short nap. You know what I mean? Unless like I'm having to do something, I get to come home, lay down for like 30 minutes and then get back up. I don't even consider that a nap. You know, that's just like chilling 30 minutes. A nap is when it's like an hour plus, right? I think. I don't think there's a 20-minute nap. Or unless they call those power naps. But I can't bust that, dude. I can't bust it. Because it's like a weird, like fucked up feeling when you got to come out of that. You know what I mean? So like not only is it like intense taking a nap in the beginning, you know, you feeling like shit waking up from a 20-minute power nap, you still feel like shit like waking up from like a 3-hour nap. You know what I mean? Because you're not ready to get up and your body's just like, bro, this shit feels so nice. You know what I mean? You gotta stay in bed, right? And that's the dangerous part, man, because you might have some shit like planned out, but your body's like, nope, you're chilling, homie. This bed feels too good. You know, those dreams are cracking hard, and you know, you're rocking some hardcore morning wood. So, or would it be morning wood? It would be afternoon wood. So you keep that ass in bed. You're not prepared to go anywhere, you know? And it's like that too, because like if you wake up from a 3-hour nap, it's like a whole nother hour where you're kind of just like trying to, get yourself up, get yourself going. Like when I woke up from the nap, I was contemplating like, damn, should I even do the podcast today? I'm fucking out of it, you know? I don't even know if I dreamed about anything. It was nice though, bro. It was nice taking a nap. Midday naps, fuck, bro. Like I said, they're nice, but they're dangerous. You know, if I had a choice, I'm picking, you know, to waste 3 hours. I'm wasting them on video games. You know? You know, because I know at least the video games, yeah, it's hard to pull yourself away, but you could pull yourself away and then still just be cool. Like a nap, it just fucking destroys your whole world, bro. Like I'm still not entirely sure where I am right now, you know? Just on fucking autopilot. Yeah, man. But yeah, dude, so forgive me if I keep yawning throughout the episode. I'm still recovering. So there's this like, okay, there's nothing, but let me ask this to the listeners. Do you guys like wrestling? Or are you one of those people that are like, nah, how could you like it? It's fake. I was having this conversation with this comedian because, you know, I was working at the bar and I had put on wrestling at the bar. And the security guard, he's like, why the fuck are you watching this shit? This shit is fake, man. Like, and then like, you know, just talking shit on it. And me and the comedian are just like, dude, duh. Like, we know it's fake, but it's great, bro. Like, it's great entertainment. You know? There was this wrestler, it was two girls. The funniest thing ever, bro. This one girl gets the other girl's hands, you know, and so hilarious. It doesn't look like she's grabbing them with force, but the other girl is completely succumbing to her will. You know what I mean? She's just like dying with her holding her hands, and she gets her hand, and the girl is still not able to fight out of just her holding her hand, putting her fingers under her foot and just stepping on her fingers, and the opponent is just like, she's helpless against it. And me and the comedian are just dying. we are just dying because it's just like, dude, how the fuck can you take that kind of a situation serious? Like, even for the person who's looking at it and like trying to analyze every move as if, oh no, that's not real. Oh, like, bro, there's not a lot of analytical power that you need to see that it's not real, dude. Look, I get it. That could be like a thing that you're against when it comes wrestling. But I'm sorry, dude. Wrestling is one of two things. It's either exciting, and if it's not exciting for you, it's comedic. There's hella comedy in it, dude. Literally after that fight, there's like this backstage interview with these two dudes, and one guy comes out of nowhere and beats their ass with a stick. Both dudes. He beats their ass with a stick. And it's not like it's not like it's brutal, you know what I mean? He just comes out of nowhere, does like the wrestling hit where your body slams into them along with the stick. They fall to the ground and he just hits them on the floor a couple times, talks some shit, walks away, and they are just done. Like they just got their asses handed to them on the floor, struggling to get up. I just don't see how you can't find entertainment in that. Like, I'm not going to have the same energy as I did as a kid, right? You know, because as a kid, like, dude, it's completely exciting. You have a favorite wrestler. You love their moves. I mean, I don't really know how wrestling is nowadays because characters were so iconic back then, dude. Super iconic. And they had great move sets that, like, complemented their characteristics. For number one, you had The Rock. You have the rock bottom. You have the people's elbow, which in itself is fucking hilarious, dude. This guy is doing a whole fucking routine that's taking at least 3 whole minutes, and the guy is just laying down on the floor, waiting for him to bounce from one side to the other of the ring, and then finally meet him in the middle and give him an elbow drop to the stomach. And that is one of The Rock's deadliest moves. How are you not entertained by that? Or even just, how do you not get a giggle from that? I don't know. But personally, I think wrestling, look, I went through that phase where I was like, dude, that shit's fake. You know what I mean? Like, why the fuck are you gonna watch it? But you know what I realized? People who are like, dude, that's fake, they're hurt. World Wrestling, WWE, WWF, whatever other wrestling companies out there, you know what it is? You hurt some of us, okay? Or who knows? Maybe they didn't hurt us because wrestling has always been fake. We, as viewers, as kids, the truth hurt us. It did. Because we had so much like fervor for it. It was exciting for us. And then when you find out it's fake, it's just like, really? Like, it's kind of like finding out, and you know, it's kind of like finding out as a young person that the government, you know, they might be out to get you, right? Or they're not always on your side, right? So that's where conspiracies come up and all that kind of stuff. Because in the beginning, you're a kid, you don't know shit. And then you kind of find out the ugly side of the real world, right? It's kind of like that. You just, you can't really go back, right? You can't, sorry, I had some chips earlier. I don't want my fucking cat to get into them. But, there's no going back, right? You can't have that same kind of naive excitement about the wrestlers because you know too much. It's fake. They act it out. They rehearse. It's like, so yeah. But, you know, if you just like forget all that and just watch it for what it is, you will see that it is exciting yet hilarious. As an adult, you will enjoy it. And I guarantee you, for anybody, if you had front row seats to a wrestling event, I guarantee you, you would be cheering, you would be excited, you would be shitting your pants from just how dope it is, really. You know what I mean? How fun it is. And look, I just, if you guys are wrestling fans, put in the comment who's your favorite wrestler. If you still watch wrestling, and just let me know what you think. Because this is one of those unknown conversations, right? Because until it comes up, it's a conversation. Like, and I dare you guys, if you ever see wrestling and you're in like a group of people, and say it's just like a party, or who the fuck knows, but there's a situation where there's a group of people in the living room and you put on wrestling. Look what it does to everybody. I promise you, there's going to be one or two people who are like, kind of like turned off by it. They're like, oh, really? But there will be others who are just giggling at it, talking about, like what it used to mean to them. And some people who will be genuinely just watching. It's a weird thing, dude. It is a weird thing. Okay, but I implore you guys to not turn your backs on wrestling, okay? It is one of those things that I believe are probably necessary for society, right? Because it's like it's a choreographed battle, right? It's a choreographed war. And what that means is, in life, there are enemies, there are bad things that happen, there are people who might be against you. But the thing about it is, really, when it comes to wrestling, we're all united, right? We're all just playing a part in this whole wrestling drama, okay? And I mean, that's just the beauty of it. We're not in the business, you know what I mean? So there's like wrestlers who get cheated by these dudes who are the owners of the companies, and they don't get paid a lot, or you just have to do it. You have to do a shitload just to get some attention. I'm sorry, but that's not something I'm going to be looking at. Because if it's like that, we could look at all sports and be like, you know what? This is just not good. I'm not investing my time. And hey, kudos to those people who are like, fuck sports and don't watch any kind of sports. Dude, one time I went to Las Vegas with my homies. My homie Henry, his family has a house out there. And we were taking Norcos, drinking beer and smoking weed. I had bought Norcos because I was living in Riverside, and I found a Connect. We took them, and then we were watching wrestling. And my homie, who is not a huge sports fan, like, he hates sports, in fact. I put on clips of old wrestling videos on YouTube, and we were watching them as we were just smoking weed, and we were dying laughing. We were dying. And at the same time, we were like almost in awe at some points. Because I might have showed him like a Hell in the Cell match. And some of these dudes are getting broken through the cage, jumping off the cage onto the tables. Like, they're sacrificing their damn bodies, okay? And if you can't see that, that's a damn shame. You know what I mean? That is a damn shame, because somebody is putting their body on the line just for you to either be like, yay, or ha 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 ha, right? I mean, maybe they're not looking for the ha 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 ha. But they're doing it for your entertainment. And like I said, it is a damn shame if you can't appreciate that. I don't have cable, but if I did, I guarantee you wrestling would be on every now and then. you know? But yeah. And you know what's crazy? Like, the reason I bring this up, because wrestling is for me right now, it's a huge topic, because me and this other comedian, we have plans to try and possibly throw a show that involves wrestling with comedy. And honestly, I think that would be amazing. It sounds like a lot of work, to be honest. It sounds like a shitload of work. But I'm willing, you know what I mean? I've made sacrifices to do what I have to do for comedy, and I'm willing to bust it, you know? And I think it would just be a great combination, you know, just stand-up comedy with people who are doing wrestling. Like, obviously it's not going to happen at the same time. We're going to situate it where, you know, you're able to see the stand-up comedian and then maybe a couple of wrestlers. But yeah, man, like, I think as I'm getting older, I see that wrestling is actually, it's necessary. You know what I mean? You involve everybody, you know what I mean? And maybe as adults, you know what I mean, adults tend to like get too serious about things, and they you know, they don't like, they lose interest in a lot of things, you know? And I don't know, I just think it's necessary for people to just be like, hey, look, yeah, this is fixed. Yeah, you understand. We all understand. But so what? So are movies. Movies are fixed. As funny as that sounds. But right? There's never going to be a movie where it's just a dull ending, or it's not going to be an ending that's not impacted, right? It's going to be sorted out in a way where it's like what the writer wants is the ending. So how are you going to say like, oh, that's fake? A lot of the fight scenes in movies are fake. You know, are you analyzing the moves in the movies? Like, oh yeah, that, bro, you cannot do a spinning wheel kick in the air, okay? How are you supposed to say what's real or not? You know? Just enjoy yourself. Smoke a little weed, or if you're not smoking weed, drink a little beer and just watch some wrestling. Okay? You want some stress to leave out of your head? Watch a little bit of wrestling. Drink a beer, watch some wrestling. Smoke some weed, watch some wrestling. That's the whole point of TV, right? I think that's why we're starting to become like numbskulls, right? Is because we're trying to even learn from television, from our electronics, and it just keeps us too invested in these screens. You know? Watch a little bit of dumb shit. Watch some dumb shit on your TVs and on your phones. You know, I'm not saying watch dumb shit to stop watching shit, but you know, take a walk on the wild side, yo. Not everything has to be fucking, I don't know, like fucking important or fucking based on facts, or something that's just like that you deem worthy. You know what I mean? Like sometimes it could be silly bullshit. Once, I think I need to feed my cat. She's looking at her food like, bro, stuff is supposed to be in here. 1 second, guys. All right. I know when I say hold on a minute, I know it goes by quicker because I pause it. You know, I pause the recording, so Basically, it stops from when I stop, and then it'll start when I start. So it's literally just like a second break for you guys. Um, but yeah, man, I just think it's weird because obviously we all need to. It's those things where it's like, grow up, right? People are always saying that, right? Grow up, act your age. You need to be more mature, that kind of stuff. And look, I can't look. Obviously, true, yeah. Pay your fucking bills, go to work, right? But also, when you're out of work, watch some wrestling. You'll see what it does to your mental health. You'll see, dude. You know, it'll almost give you the same mentality as somebody who smokes weed. You'll be like, oh yeah, why have I been taking things so seriously? You know, when things like wrestling exist, it really puts into perspective of like, yeah, I think I need to I think I need to chill out about what's going on in the world, right? I know there's like sex slaves and terrorist threats and bombings and just straight murder going on, but you know what? This is just a little flicker of light in the darkness. Keep it on. How about you just keep it on? I would imagine a world without wrestling, without professional wrestling. We would be boring. We would have nothing. I think our world would be more brutal, right? Because people would want to see the real nature of violence. No, I need to see the knife go into that guy's head to know it's real. I need to see you run him over with a car to know it. You know what I mean? Like, I need to see the baseball bat break. It's just ridiculous. And it's crazy because some of those people who are like, oh, like, wrestling is fake. Fuck that shit. Well, then watch some UFC. Oh, that's too violent. What the fuck? What the fuck do you want then, bro? Are you just this person who's just like opinionated and like has the right answers and nothing fools you and that? Come on, bro. Come on, dog. Take a seat, right? Fucking sit down. You know what I mean? Like, maybe your ass needs to get drafted to the war, right? You need more reality. You need a real dark reality for you to come back and to enjoy what actually goes down. You know what I mean? Because there's no reason for you to be hating on things it's like people who just look. How about this? Obviously, somebody can make an argument like, well, then why don't you watch like toddler cartoons? Because they're toddler cartoons, bro. They're not entertaining at all, except for people who are 2 years old. I love you. You love me. You know what I mean? That's Barney, but all their fucking songs are all along those same lines. Let's clean up. Let's clean up. I don't even know. I'm just trying to make some shit up, right? Like, you want me to watch these animated cartoons that are Barbies? I don't know. There's a difference, okay? I'm not talking to fucking toddlers on my podcast, right? Most of you fuckers are probably in your mid-20s, possibly in your late 40s. I don't know. So I don't know, man. Watch some wrestling shit. Stop having a stick up your ass. Right? If we're gonna be friends, if this is gonna be in for the long run, if you guys are here for me as much as I'm here for you, which is why I'm telling you, watch some motherfucking wrestling, yo. Don't be a pussy. Yeah. Oh shit. Yeah. Well, it's on I kind of like the same line of sports or whatever. Dude, Lakers have been on a roll. Look, I know they lost their last two games. Relax, Laker fans. Relax. This last game that they played against the Cavs, 4 people were out. 2 of them were their best players. Okay, LeBron was out, AD was out, Patrick Beverly was out, and one of their power forwards named Wenyan Johnson were out. So relax. Don't even hold this against the Lakers. Let Anthony Davis rest. You know, LeBron is doing what LeBron always does, right? He's never going hard in the beginning of the season. And people always want him to go hard in the beginning of the season. So just relax. Do they even play today? I don't even know. I feel like they probably play today. Let me look this up. Clippers and Heat right now. I don't think they play. Yeah, no, they don't play today. They play tomorrow against the 76ers. See, that would be a great game. Look, before this 2-game losing streak, they beat the Milwaukee Bucks. Okay? For those of you that are not sports fans, the Milwaukee Bucks are probably one of the top 2 teams, if not the top team in the Eastern Conference. Eastern Conference. So there's 2 sides of the NBA. There's the Eastern Conference and the Western Conference. In the Eastern Conference, the Bucks are one of the top dogs, and the Lakers won. Anthony Davis showed out with 45 points. He's our monster that we need. Okay? That following game, they dominated some fucking team. He got 55 points. It's exactly what we need, man. And it's crazy because there's still conversations of like, should the Lakers make trades? Do they still need to trade Russell Westbrook? To be honest, Russell Westbrook has been doing his job. You can't do that. He allowed himself to take a back seat, to come off the bench, which has been working great. He's no longer depended on as the third guy to make something happen. Okay, he's the 6th man for the Lakers, okay? It's working out wonderful. You're not going to be able to replace what he can bring. If you trade Russell Westbrook, who are the guys that we're looking at? Most likely the Pacers. It's Buddy Hield and this other forward dude, I forget. But I don't believe that those guys are going to push us over the top. Those guys are not going to push the Lakers into number 1 contention. Right now, the Suns, well, how about, let's look this up. I think it might be the Suns. Western Conference. Oh my God. Okay, so this is ridiculous, right? This is just pure proof that that the beginning of the season is kind of bullshit sometimes. The Pelicans, they're first in the Western Conference, which is ridiculous. I guarantee you, if Pelicans stay first in the Western Conference, I mean, they might have a chance, but they're not getting past the second round. I don't believe that. There's no fucking way. I mean, I haven't really watched them a lot, but look, they're only 1 or 2 games separated from the rest of the teams within the 8 spots that could make it to the playoffs. Suns are number 2, which are legit. That's probably the scariest team in the Western Conference. Nuggets, personally, I think that's the second scariest team. Grizzlies are 3rd, but I would make them the 3rd scariest team. I can't believe Warriors aren't even in the playoffs right now. It's still hella early, right? But there's if you're part of the top 8 teams in the Western Conference, that's playoffs. Okay, if you're not in that top 8, you're not in the playoffs. Yeah, and it's sad because Lakers are they are 10-4. They're like 3 games out of the playoffs. And I think they could easily beat. But see, you know what? They're going to have to really fight for that last seed because they're going to have to go through the Clippers. They're going to have to go through the Warriors. They're going to have to go through the Trailblazers. They're going to have to go through the Timberwolves. That's 5 teams that are going to be fighting to make the play-in spot. Okay, Lakers are probably better than the Timberwolves. Maybe, but that they have a dude on there, I forget his name, who's killing it. I don't know if the Lakers are better than the Warriors. I don't know if the Lakers are better than the Clippers. I mean, I think they should be better than the Blazers, the Trailblazers. So, I don't know. I think beginning of this year, I assumed they weren't going to make the playoffs, which, you know, that's still a huge possibility. But I don't think the Lakers should make any trades. I think they just need to play this season through. You know, like, because I'm kind of with the main heads of the organization. Like, you know, LeBron James wants them to really just put everything out there, right? To give them a possible chance at contending for a championship. But dude, realistically, there is nobody that the Lakers can bring on the team that is going to change that around. Some of these teams have been in development for years, dude. For fucking years. They're solid teams. Where the Lakers, like, we've shuffled a bunch of our players since the bubble. The bubble was our championship year. Since then, it's been like a full recast, if you will, you know, with that word. So I just don't see it. You know what I mean? Like, it's a bunch of players new with each other, never have played with each other. So I don't see it, you know. Excuse me. I don't see them making the playoffs. It's going to be too much. AD is like already like showing that he's breaking down. You know, he's mind you, he's like sick, but imagine how many times he's going to have to sit out just so his body could rest. You know what I mean? And LeBron, yeah, he'll give you 25 points maybe, but it's like empty 25 points, right? It's weird because like LeBron can have a great game, but it's like the points are meaningless. He has weird games like that. Yeah, so, and I think when it comes down to it, it's like, you know what? I don't know if this is LeBron's last year. It might be his last year as a restricted free agent. I'm not sure, but I don't know, man. I think we should prioritize the future because there's no way by making a couple trades this season, there's no way we're jumping from fighting for the play-in to possible top 5 seeds, the top 5 seed in the Western. I don't see it happening. So yeah, Lakers, I say don't make any trades. Stay pat on with what we got. You know, we tried. You can say we tried. We didn't try hard enough but literally the only thing we have to trade that's valuable is our draft picks or Russell Westbrook, and that's not going to do anything. So don't trip. And Laker fans, we're in for a long season, and just, you know, let's just see how it goes from here. We got some cool young players, right? Hopefully the Lakers aren't stupid fucking assholes by letting them go like they did with Caruso. I like this Austin Reeves guy. Hopefully they can develop him into like maybe like a point forward maybe, or maybe just a point guard. If they can hold on to Lonnie Walker, don't lose faith in him, because he's got some stuff, and I think if you can keep him as like a bench player for next year, hopefully we could get somebody that could replace him. Austin Reeves, Lonnie Walker, man, that might be about it. I do like that Wenyan Johnson guy. He's just there's not really a lot of special. He's not that special of a player, but there's something about him that I dig. He's tough. I think that's what it is. Yeah. I don't know. Yeah, there's really not a lot of players that I think I'm really digging on the Lakers that I would like to see them return. Obviously, look, if I don't even mind if Russell Westbrook wants to return to the Lakers. Personally, my dream, what I would want to do is I would let LeBron walk. You know, you just be like, LeBron, thank you. It was dope. You know, we appreciate everything you've done for us, but I think it's over. You know, you could sign with whoever you want, whoever you think is going to sign your son. You know, like, we don't really want to be a part of that, right? I would love for that to happen, and just build around Anthony Davis, Russell Westbrook, some of these young guys, you know, and create a culture. You know what I mean? Create an identity, because it's so weird, because when LeBron James is in the building and he's your main guy, it's like nothing is ever right. Nothing is ever right. We're always needing more players, and it's just always desperation mode. I mean, which is cool, but like I said, man, like I don't know if I'm willing to salvage the future of the Lakers just for LeBron. You know, like, sure, you could say, oh, but we're winning, but what's it going to amount to? Like a first round exit from the playoffs? A second round? I can't see the Lakers making it to the Western Conference semifinals. Not with this team. You know, you give them any one of the playoff teams in a best of 7, I don't think they're winning them. So I don't know. We shall see. I recently passed, you know, I had bought a couple video games, and I recently passed Star Wars Jedi Fallen Order. For all you video game heads out there, it's actually a pretty good game. I enjoyed the story. I like how it was just basically like this small side story that was within the grand scheme of things, right? So, you know, in Clone Wars, where basically the Sith Lord, what's his name? Darth Sidious or whatever, he implemented the thing called Order 66, right? And that's where all the clone soldiers, whatever they're called, the stormtroopers, whatever, they started turning on the Jedi, started killing them, killing them off, right, one by one. And it's in that period. So your character, he's just a young boy, a really young boy, and he's in the middle of training. And as they're in the middle of training, you know, the Lord Sidious implements Order 66, and basically they start turning on them. Your character, the young Jedi, his Jedi master starts fighting off all these stormtroopers. and eventually he gets killed, and you guys are able to escape in some like escape pod, but he's dead in the same pod you are in. And so now you're in the basically the setting is the world has been taken over by the dark side, right? And you being a Jedi has to be a secret. Nobody knows. And that's what it is. And I mean, like I said, I thought it was a great little mini side story within the grand scheme of things, because it just really opens and broadens your imagination of, damn, like how many Jedis went through something like that where you're training your young Padawan and they turn on you. It's just like a whole massacre, right? Just like killing off all Jedis. And the ending was cool. You know, you're kind of going to, I think they're called, I could be wrong on the word Inquisitor or something like that. I don't know, but they're like these kind of, these new recruits for Sith Lords. You know what I mean? If I'm sure eventually if they complete their missions, these people can become Sith Lords, right? But for the moment, they're called Inquisitors. I don't know what I could be wrong on the title. And basically you're following this one girl because during Order 66, you know, her and her master got caught up and they were tortured. Except the Jedi Master, she was able to escape and not succumb to the dark side, where the young Padawan girl, she became part of the dark side. She was like, fuck the Jedi, you know? And you end up fighting her and having to defeat her. And I've heard some reviews that it's kind of like, shit, what's that game called? What do I have? It's this other game, but oh my god, I can't think of Dark something. Now I gotta look. Dark Throne? Dark Throne video game. I could be wrong. Dark Throne? No. There's something called Dark Throne though. I don't remember what the name is called, but it's one of the games that are for sure considered one of the hardest games ever, because you know, you could be going through a level, and what happens every time you save, all the enemies that you destroyed come back. Or say if you're going through a level and you haven't saved at all, if you die, you go all the way back from where you started or from where your last checkpoint was. So it's a cool game. I do recommend it. Out of 5 bean dips, I'm not gonna say it was all right. Like it was good. You know, I'll give it 4 bean dips. The gameplay was fun, and I think if you're not like how do I say this? If you're not playing video games all the time, don't put it on hard. I play video games all the time, so I put it on hard. You know, like when games get too easy, it's kind of unsatisfying. You know, and then I don't want to go through it again just to play it on hard. You know, I know what the game is about. So from now on, I'm just playing games on hard because it just makes sense. You know, I want the challenge on the spot when I'm playing it. I don't want it after I've already beaten the game, you know, because once I beat the game, it's over. I'm probably don't want to be playing it anymore, or who knows, but yeah. So if you guys get a chance, Star Wars Jedi Fallen Order, good game. Like I said, out of 5 bean dips, I'll give it 4. The gameplay was fun. The story was dope. The mechanics of the game were pretty cool too. That's something I could even still get better at, you know. But yeah, I thought it was a decent game. I still have 2 more games to play. You know, I bought these all during Black Friday. Ghost of Tsushima, which I heard great reviews from, and I'm so anticipating that game. It'll probably be the last game that I play of the 3 that I bought. The next one I am gonna play is The Last of Us Part 2. I've never played Part 1, but I've done this before with video games where, say if there's like a trilogy or a sequel, and if one of the other games look better than the other, I'll start with that one. And if I really love that one, I'll go back to the beginning and, do it right. But so I don't know, because I've heard different. The Last of Us, it looks amazing. But then I also heard from just one person, my friend. He said it was a little bit too much stealthy stuff. Right? You just have to hide and constantly and not get caught. So sometimes I like those games, you know what I mean? I don't mind it. I really dig it. So I'm looking forward to them. I've just been anticipating them so hard that I've just been lagging to play them. Something when you want something real bad, sometimes you just lag it a little bit. But yeah, guys, that's my game review at the end. Let me see. Yeah. Anything, like I said in the beginning of the episode, I have 2 shows coming up. It would be amazing if you guys could come to the Sunday one. For those of you that live in East LA, and even more east up until Whittier, I know you guys won't be there. It's pretty far. It's in Hollywood. But for all the Hollywood homies, if you guys can make it, it's at the Good Night Bar. And look, if you're a comedian, show up, roll up. They do a bucket mic mid show, and you can get booked for homie's next show. So I mean, you killed 2 birds with 1 stone, or killed 2 comedians with 1 stone, right? You go and watch your homie, and then also you might get booked. So, hell yeah. But yeah, and I'll be putting that stuff in description, and yeah, I think that's about it for today, everybody. Sorry for my yawning. I think that's about it. I'm gonna take a shit, probably play some video games, and I have one more. I'm gonna do a mic today at the Rec Room. It's not a show, it's just gonna be open mic. I'll be there. It'll be my first time. We'll see how it goes. All right, everybody. Love you guys. Peace.